It just eats. It eats, it eats, it eats. That's a very repeatable pattern of up, down, return to zero is great. Dot's great, sight's great, comfy grip. I'm gonna shoot some more, but that was a 124 grain ammunition, just some practice rounds. Ran flawlessly. Okay, I put some Superval hollow points in here, and I'm really curious how they shoot. These are plus P, 115 grain. So I'm gonna try them out, see how it shoots. It's a carry gun, right? So test your ammo, here we go. Y'all, this gun is amazing. Grip is just incredible, but ran all the hollow points just fine, cycled fine, no ejection issues, no feeding issues. The plus Ps were fine, so I would 100% carry this gun with that ammo all day, all day. I'm just gonna apologize for the giggles because they left me alone today to film by myself, so this is what you get. Yo, what's up guys? Kenzie back on the channel with an all new gun from Taurus. So I'm really excited to talk about this line finally. I've had these in my hands for a few months now. I can't remember how long, but I've been shooting them and I've had some friends shoot them too to give me some feedback and see what they think. But before I dive in on this video, I want to tell you that we did have my friend Mr. Big Kid join us from his YouTube channel, and it was really fun because Taurus launched 3 different pistols of their TX9 duty pistols here, and we actually put rounds out of the box. Neither of us had shot this before. I hadn't even unboxed them, but we put rounds through all 3 back to back to back, tried some different ammunition, and we go through kind of what we see in each gun and all of that. And so you'll see throughout the video, we had a fun time. But one of the things I want to note is that the subcompact was the one that I had trouble with shooting wise. And at the very first shot, I'm like, oh, I'm probably limp wristing, right? Because I had stovepipes. And that's probably very true. You know, I gripped as hard as possible. I did a mag dump. But again, it's probably me, and it could also be the ammunition. So I actually talked to Caleb at Taurus, thank you, about ammunition because he's going to know a lot more than I do. This has a heavy recoil spring, so it is something where you're going to need hot ammunition. I was running the full metal jackets from Superval, the 124s and 147s. I thought the Hardy critical defense 115s would work. I was wrong. Apparently these are loaded really light, and so it's still not going to have that power, that velocity to move the slide as much as we need it to run, to function. And so all that to say this, Taurus makes a great product. They did a great job on this gun, but here's what I'll say. Make sure that your grip fits this gun. You know, if you need to change the recoil spring, I don't even know if they do that yet in the aftermarket, but that's something to look at. And the other thing is test your ammunition, especially your carry ammunition, right? Not just the rounds that you're going to practice on the range, but test your carry rounds. Is it going to function? Are you going to have stovepipes? Are there any feeding issues? I didn't experience any feeding issues on any of these magazines or any of these guns, which was great. But that is what I'm trying to tell you, is that this gun is going to be very specific to your grip and how you shoot and all of that, and that's every gun. If you don't have a good strong grip, subcompact isn't really necessarily the way to go. I actually prefer, and I'm going to tell you this, I prefer to carry the biggest gun I possibly can conceal on my body with the most capacity, right? So that's really important. A lot of people will be like, oh, especially to women, oh, you should go to a tiny gun, snub nose, this little subcompact. No, the smaller the gun isn't necessarily better. It is easier to conceal, absolutely, but yeah, I think the sweet spot for me is definitely going to be on their compact model. And so I'll go through these and talk about, really they're mostly the same, but I'll talk about the differences in each of them. So 3 model guns, subcompact, compact, and they're full size. TX9, like I said. And the capacity differences between them is 13 rounds, 15 rounds, and 17 rounds. And each gun comes with 2 magazines, which is really nice. 15 rounds is a very generous amount, plus 1 in the chamber for all of these, right? So you're talking about 14, 16, 18. And I think that's great. The full size is really nice. A little bit flatter to shoot because you do have the more weight in the slide. And obviously with a loaded mag, it really does feel really balanced out. But I think the sweet spot seriously was this compact model. I was blown away. This is a 4-inch barrel versus 4.5 inch. I need to go back to specs, but this is like the sweet spot for me. I would definitely carry this. This is going to be a very comfortable gun. It's still kind of a slimline design, which is what I really appreciate about Taurus guns, especially their carry guns. They're focusing on people with smaller hands, people that are trying to, conceal something small, but also have the capacity, but, be able to shoot it. So all of that said, some of the features on this gun that I really appreciate is they've done this like tiny thumb shelf, but they've added texture here. So when you go to grip the gun, doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed, that texture is there. Also, as an instructor, when I'm teaching people to keep their finger off the trigger until they're ready to shoot, this is the perfect indicator point for me to tell them, hey, if you don't feel that texture with your trigger finger, your finger is probably not in the right spot, right? And that's, you know, your finger could be anywhere else, right? But for me teaching, especially new shooters, that tells them, oh yeah, like I don't have my finger there. Oh, that's the point that I need to be in. Same with the grip. If they're not up there, I get all hand sizes are not the same. But if it's not up there, you know, that's something else to tell them like, oh, I get it now. So they can have a repeatable grip every time going onto this gun. This trigger is awesome. They did a great job. So it has a trigger shoe safety, flat trigger, striker fired, but they did a really good job on this. Very nice reset. Got an empty gun here, but I want to say it broke cleanly. I was able to repeat shots. Steve, I think, dumped, I don't know, a couple rounds in the air, like way better than I did. I had a little bit of trigger freeze, but you know, you can run this gun as fast as you can shoot. The other thing is that you do have a Picatinny rail on all of these, which is nice. Again, you can have a light on your gun. But the Streamlight here, TLR7X, is what I put on here, is like the perfect length on this gun. And it's going to be different depending on which gun, right, that you're mounting, because this pick rail is one slot. I think there's 2 under here, 3. Don't quote me because I put the light on there. But there's 4 on here. So room to mount the light is where I'm getting at. And then for holster compatibility, you know, look at Philster, for example. You can order a holster to match the light, and that's where the retention is going to hold on to. And you can still figure out like the length of the gun, but that's probably the best way to go. Just make sure if you are mounting a light and whatever model it is, that you could order a holster compatible for that. The other thing is that it does come optics ready. So all of these have optic plates right here that you can take off and then mount your favorite red dot on here, which is really nice. So that's all of them. Right away, Swamp Fox, this is their Justice 2 optic, is on here. Single dot, large window with a green dot, and then the brightness adjustments are on the left and the right side. And you can zero it to your ammunition. So you still have your elevation and windage adjustments. So that's the other thing I want to tell you, is that even though I was practicing with the 124 grain Super Vel, right, I'm going to go zero it to whatever carry ammunition works in this gun. All of mine shot great. The 115 plus P from Super Vel shot great. Like I said, the subcompact is the only one that I got to try to figure out what ammo it likes. And that's every gun. But anyways, optic ready, which is awesome. And all of the guns come with 4 interchangeable back straps. And so this is really important to setting up the gun to you, and I'll tell you why and how. But already there's an extra small, a small, I have a large here, and then I have the medium on the gun that I took these off of. But all of these guns come with 4 of them. What do you do? So this is so easy. Anybody can do this at home. If you have I'm trying to think. If you have a punch, obviously it's the best. But if you have some sort of, I don't know what I'm trying to think of. Something to knock the pin out here. It's just one single pin. Tap, 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 tap it out. And then that grip or backstrap comes right off. And then you can just slide the other one in, put the pin back in. It takes seconds, you guys. And there's a lot of people that buy these guns that come with the interchangeable backstraps and they never put them on. What are we doing? What are we doing? I know that you all don't have the same hand size. So that said, for me, you know, this is coming backwards. So the larger it is, the further it's going to come back, right? So that is really important when you go to grip this gun, because if you have a really far out backstrap and you're gripping the gun here, you know, I'm playing imaginary here. You can't reach the trigger. Maybe you're only on the side, whatever it looks like. It's really hard to demonstrate that. For me, I wanted something that I could come on the trigger, have a good break, come back off, whatever, and shoot. And I'm not sticking my finger all the way out here. I'm not too far in. So the medium was the sweet spot for me and my hand size. I know a lot of dudes are probably gonna love the large. I know a lot of women that would love the extra small. So it'll bring it in and give you that capability to reach a trigger. Because the gun needs to be able to fit you. If this doesn't work for you, try a different gun, right? But really important to make sure that you customize with the tools that you're given the gun to you, because how simple is that, right? So anyways, I think Taurus did a great job with this setup. Like I said, really fun to shoot. Steve got to join me, so thank you for coming, Steve. And then final things I want to leave you guys with is make sure that you're wearing proper hearing and eye protection when you're out on the range. My go-tos right now are the newest, latest Walker suppressor model, in-ear Bluetooth hearing protection. I actually just ran these in a Fall Ball 3 gun, and it was awesome. I had a great time. You can have phone calls, listen to music, obviously it's Bluetooth, and they have an app too where you can set this up and change the volume or the frequency or the sound type. There's like universal, enhancement, voice enhancement, whatever. There's so many different settings. But the other cool thing, you can adjust one to be like have more audio than the other. So if you're deaf in one ear, you're gonna want these. So you can change that based on you. And then Hunter's HD Gold, you know it. I don't go anywhere without them. I wear these as my sunglasses every day. But these are my shooting lenses. They're absolutely my favorite. Hunter's HD Gold and Hunter's HD Ruby. So a little bit about Hunter's HD Gold is that they use Trivex lenses instead of polycarbonate, so they're really strong. They have anti-reflective coating on the front and the back of the lens, so it gives you a lot more scratch resistance. And they are UVA, B, and blue light rated, so it's gonna block 100% of all of those harmful rays to your eyes. And the coolest part is based on the amount of UV exposure, these lenses are gonna change. They're gonna darken, they're gonna lighten. So indoors and low light and rainy conditions and driving, Hunter's HD Gold is awesome. This is kind of the one go-to lens, you know, for everybody if that's where you wanna start out with. The Ruby is very specific. Outdoor use only, and it's great for clay shooting, for shotguns, and really great with red dot optics, makes them really bright and crisp. So I love these. They are very dark, so like I said, outdoor use only. But anyways, stay tuned for more coming soon. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this with Steve. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Okay, I'm shooting the TX subcompact first. This has 13 round magazines. Very first shots through all three of these guns right now. Start with the little itty bitty guy. I did change the back strap, so we got a medium on here. It's very comfy. All right. Could be me, limp wristed. Oh, my target's falling. Okay, first round, had a couple hiccups. Could be me limp wristing, don't know. Could be the ammo, could be the gun, I don't know. So first shots, I have another mag loaded. Let me grab it. Why not? We're gonna just mag dump fast as we can, see if we have any issues. I swear I'm gripping this, but you know. Here we go. Maybe you just need a little bit of jitters, you know, had a little jitters, a little scared. All right, that's the subcompact. Overall, I love the trigger on this. This is a 3.5 inch barrel. However, this would not be my choice because it is a little bit too snappy for me, a little small. But if you want something that's easy to conceal, 13 round capacity, pretty good. Moving on. I don't know who did this, Caleb, Chan, Laura, whatever, but you put a dot on here. This is what we need. Okay, all of these come Toro plate ready, right? However, thank you for the red dot. We got the Streamlight on here, the TLR 7X, and these are 15 round mags. So we're gonna see if it's zeroed too. First round shots through this guy. Can't remember what backstrap, but here we go. Target's just like,
that thing is ready to take a nap.
It keeps moving. All right, so it's a little bit zeroed. I need to hold a little bit higher. This is the sweet spot, you guys. What is subtle that I have been noticing on the other one too is this tiny finger groove, but there still is like delicious texture. I don't even know how to describe that. This might be Taurus's best texture that they put on a gun. Then you even have texture whenever you're gripping on your like palm. So that is a super nice feature. And then obviously in the thumb. That's my first initial shot through that. That one ran great. Ran great. 4.5 inch barrel. Yeah, no, 4 inch barrel. Now we're doing a 4.5. See, I gotta keep them all straight. Okay, back to irons. Full size now. This is the 4.5 inch barrel. Oh, irons. I already miss you, red dot. This one I did put the small strap on. It's pretty comfy. All right. I'm pretty speechless. This is pretty solid. I don't know if I could fit that in my pants. I could try. A little bit bigger than I would carry. However, that was a sweet shooting gun. I don't even know the MSRPs, but we can look that up later. I've recruited some help today because, you know, just to see if I'm shooting poorly or not. No. We got Mr. Big Kid.
What's up, guys?
He's going to do the same run through all three guns. Give us his initial thoughts. Again, these are our first rounds through all these, so let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so first one, subcompact model. You guys ready?
Oh, again.
I'm not lip wristing.
No, I said the same thing. Grip it harder.
Grip it harder. feels good. And yeah, I don't know if that's an ammo issue, but I mean, I like the feel of it. I do like the grip texturing a lot. And I think you mentioned this little finger hump right here. It's comfortable. I like how it's all gripped and textured. I like how it's textured all around that finger hump. Yeah. Let's try the bigger one. All right, so next we have the 4-inch barrel version with a Swamp Fox something or other.
Doesn't say.
No, but 15 cool. Round mag,
so
the 19 size of the guns. Ooh.
Sent.
Let's say it was on purpose. That feels good. Very soft recoil, much softer than the first subcompact too. Again, I really like the texturing. The entire grip is textured, except for the styling, but you know, they all got to have their own special look. It feels good. All right, let's go with the big one. All right, so this one's got a 17 round mag. Was this 4.5 or 5-inch?
That's the 4.5.
4.5. Let's see if it sends it. Yep. Okay. It didn't lock back, but that very well could be my grip. So I have a very choked up grip when I shoot. So choked up, sometimes my thumb interferes with the slide hold open. So there's a good chance I was choked up enough on it where I'm holding this down. So usually I gotta do a couple mags to see if it's the gun's fault or my fault. So I like it though, it feels good, especially if this had an optic on it.
Agreed.
Sweet.
Okay, so one of the testing things I normally try out, which I am going to put on paper, is ammo. And I did pull the 147s from Superville. So actually watching him shoot, I don't know if this was the same, but even on that last run, I could see where the brass was kind of barely ejecting out, or just very mild ejection versus kind of a more. So that recoil impulse on the 147s could maybe be too slow, and that's why it's not maybe coming all the way back and clearing. So it could be ammo related, could be gun related, but that is something that I'm gonna test out with some defensive ammo. Go I think 115 grains, some plus P's, and I want to say I pulled a 135 as well from Federal. I can't remember, but that's just one of those scientific things that we gotta unpack. For testing purposes, I grabbed some Superville 124 grain. So we're gonna see if this has any difference than the 147s, because I was noticing the ejection pattern when Steve was shooting. And we're gonna try the smaller gun too, but it's full size, 4.5. Might wanna put some ears in, Steven.
Yes, Mom.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
Yes, Mom.
I'm gonna have to put muffs on him so I know he's got them in. That would've hurt. Okay, we're hot. Try to aim and actually hit, it actually goes places. Pretty cool. All right, how'd that look?
Which one are you shooting right now?
Full size.
Yeah, I mean, that's what round are you shooting?
124s.
124s. Very similar ejection. They're just kind of jumping above the chamber.
All right, science. Put that ear back in. For science.
Yes, Mom.
Going back to the little guy, subcompact. 124s again. See how it shoots. Okay, still have a little hiccup. We are going to test out the defensive ammo and see if it runs, but this is the only one, the subcompact so far, it's not doing its thing right. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've got the subcompact. I'm just testing to see if 115 grain, some hotter running stuff from Hornady, this is a critical defense FTX bullet, will run. Hopefully I won't have any of the stovepipes that I've been having. So just this gun, we're going to try it out. No, I missed. I thought it was empty. Okay. Now it's empty. Down to the last shot. At least we didn't have a stovepipe, but just a little bit of failure to feed almost. So I just had to tap it in. So I don't know about this little guy a little yet, but I love the other two to death. Subcompacts really aren't my thing anyways. I mean, I like that the capacity's there and everything, but I like a little bit fuller size gun. I think the 4-inch is the sweet spot for sure. So anyways, I want to try that out. At least it's functioning. I like the trigger on this a lot.
Ready?
Yep. James Bond.
James Bond.